Hi, I'm Gavin, and welcome back to the S.O.U.N.D Project. So I get to have the pleasure to sit down with Pat and Kelly from Heroes Camp, and I just love being here. For one, it's like one of my favorite places to come and visit, and the fact that we were involved with this project is just like such a blessing. So really appreciate you guys sitting down with us for a little bit, but I guess maybe start with telling the audience a little bit about yourselves and Heroes Camp, and we can kind of go from there.
Yeah, I'm Patrick Perri. I'm the director of Heroes Camp, and I've been here for about 25 years, and it's where I met my wife, who actually happens to be one of the co-founders of Heroes Camp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm Kelly Perri, and my husband and I are co-directing. He's the executive director. I do development here at Heroes Camp amongst about a million other things, and I love it. My parents are the founders, Pat and BJ Magley, and so I have been doing this 36 years of my entire life.
That's awesome.
It's been a wonderful life.
Yeah. So for people who don't know about Heroes Camp, what can you tell them?
Heroes Camp is like no other place. When you have to walk in here to kind of experience it. We could tell you what it is on camera. You could see a little bit of what is going on behind the scenes. But when you're actually here, you can feel the love.
Yeah.
It's tangible, and you receive it. And you come in one way, you leave another way. You come in maybe empty or depressed. You're going to leave feeling full. You're going to feel happy. You're going to have the love of the Lord in your life. We just want to be a father to those that maybe need more fathering in their lives. Something came up short for one reason or another, and the kids can come here and receive love. They can receive free basketball. They can receive a haircut. They can receive a new pair of shoes. They can receive the love of the Father.
Yeah, I can attest to that, because I try to explain this place to people all the time, and I'm like, you just got to go and see it, because I've been up here maybe 2 or 3 times before this trip, and every time you leave, you're just like, I want more of that in my life. That's just such a cool thing that you do for all these kids, and I witnessed it when the kids came in, and I can just tell it on their faces that they feel like they're home here, which is
when
really
you walk
special.
in, you're going to see 3 basketball courts and kids having a good time. And so basketball is the means to kind of just get them in the doors and have a relation with them on the courts. And so they're excited. It's for them. It's built for them. There's loud music going on, and they pretty much lose their minds as soon as they walk in the door. From there, then we're able to build that relationship with them and be with them, not just for the day or the months ahead, but really for years, even into generations, where we're seeing the kids that we dealt with when they're 10, 11 years old. Now we see them grown with their own kids. And so that's what Heroes Camp is. We're here for the long haul. We're here for the relationships. We're here for your soul. We want to see your soul prosper, and we want to see you in eternity.
Yeah, that's so awesome. The what's like a typical day here when like after school, when the kids come in?
Yeah, go ahead.
They come in through the door, they sign in, and they grab a snack. And they throw off their backpack, they throw off their coat, and they grab a ball. And it's kind of just like an open gym mentality. Now, sitting from my perspective, what we are aiming to do is immediately touch that kid with love. That means calling them by their name, asking them how their day is, maybe joking around with them a little bit, or complimenting their hairstyle, or seeing if they're still hungry, offering to play a game of 21 or knockout or around the world with them. And so it's kind of informal, organic, but think about a kid walking home and their dad's there. And their dad has time for them. He's not stressed out, and he wants to hear about their day. And he's trying to get them situated, and he's trying to think of something fun. So that's the vibe when they're first getting here. And then it's depending on the age group. We start at 6 years old and go all the way up. Sometimes we huddle up for a little bit and get everybody on the same page. Maybe we're talking about a topic at that month. It could be a wide range of topics, such as personal hygiene, or something a little bit deeper, like emotional healing, and getting down to some of those nitty-gritty topics of them. And then it could look like organized basketball, where they make teams. Sports is a great way to kind of uncover where someone is emotionally and behaviorally. So it's a great way for me to see, wow, this kid's young, but they're really mature.
Mm-hmm.
Or man, this kid's 16, but they're crying like they're 7.
Mm-hmm.
What's really going
What's
on
going on?
behind there? What's the backstory?
Yeah.
So they're playing basketball, and then they have a Bible study every single time we're here. Why do we have it every single time? Because it's not happening at the home.
Right. Right.
And the Bible is the most relevant book on the planet.
Yeah.
Anything that you're going through is in the Word of God.
For sure.
And so after that, they go into our beautiful commercial grade kitchen and dining commons, and they're going to eat a homemade prepared meal. Maybe it's going to be a beef slider. Maybe it's going to be chicken Alfredo. It could be anything, but it's homemade, it's real, it's delicious, and they can eat as much as they want. And then depending on the age group, they get to go play basketball. Maybe their ride comes. Maybe it's time to walk home.
Sure.
And then we have all kinds of different things. Movie night. They might have, if the barbershop's open, they might go get a haircut. If the studio's open, they get to come in and do music. But we have a complete gear shop. A lot of kids, when they first get here, especially the kids that just sign up, they don't have shoes that fit. We'll outfit them with a brand new outfit for free.
Wow.
They're getting a pair of name brand sneakers. They're getting a pair of gym shorts, a t-shirt. We'll give them a little backpack. They can fill it with toothbrushes, detergent, deodorant, shower gel, a box of Cheez-Its, whatever we have on hand. We're going to pass it out to them just to let them know we care about you.
Yeah.
We know it's tough, but we love you, and we're going to be here for you.
Yeah, that's amazing. Like, since we started this project, it's been a little while since we started this whole thing. I've told so many people about this place. It's just really, really special what you guys have built here.
I appreciate that. Any time that anybody speaks good of you, we count that as prayer.
Yeah.
And so we need that encouragement, and thank you for sharing that. And we love it. We've been here, I don't know, a long time, and don't plan on going anywhere.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about the idea of doing the studio. Because when I first came here, it was just kind of it was still cool. Like if I was a kid, I would walk in here and say like, this is a pretty cool thing, because he had keyboards and some different instruments and things.
Yeah.
But it got taken to another level.
A whole nother level. And that was a complete act of God. We didn't really go looking for any of this.
Yeah.
We had a setup, like a countertop with a computer monitor and 2 speakers in here. And I was like, we need to upgrade for some speakers. So I went down to Sweetwater looking for some speakers, and I was just talking with the sales rep there, and he was just like, I love what you guys are doing. He's like, I have a friend, and I think he might be interested in what you guys are doing. His name was Gavin Haverstick. I was like, okay, I don't know who that guy is. and come to find out, it's you, and you just had a heart for what we're doing, and you helped with the blueprints of Heroes Camp. And so what initially turned in like looking for speakers, it turned into, I don't know,
a capital campaign.
Yeah, a whole new studio, which we're thankful for. But early conversations with Mark, he's like, well, what's your budget for this? Well, I was like, well, my budget was like $1,000 for a new pair of speakers.
Yeah.
And so we didn't have anything. And so I was just like, we're just going to believe God to make this happen. And that's the story of how everything works. So it was just kind of like boom, boom, boom. I had a contractor come in and say, hey, we'd like to donate the materials to help build the studio. And so all the materials here were donated. Then we had a woman who we only met one time, and someone was sitting next to her on a plane telling her about Heroes Camp. And, a couple of months later, she had a check in the mail with a note that said, let's make some music.
Wow.
And it was a check for $100,000.
Wow.
For all the equipment that you see in the studio.
That's amazing.
And that was an important part to me, because I wanted to make sure it didn't take away from the bottom line of the work that we're already doing at Heroes Camp.
Right.
Because really I was just going in for a pair of speakers. And so for God to say, no, you're going to do this instead of just a pair of speakers, it was really kind of humbling and amazing to see how the Lord works in those kind of ways. It's like He wanted this to happen, and so that's why it happened. And we're grateful for it, and we're glad to have met you along the way, and the part that you've played, and just even believing in us and just saying like, yes, go for it.
Yeah. This was actually, It's kind of funny because I think this project was brought to us from Mark Salmonian introducing us and everything about a month after we had started an initiative at our company called the ECHO Initiative, which stands for Engaging Community Through Humanitarian Outreach. And this was the very first project that was fell under that, and we like heavily discounted our services for this project because we just believe in what you guys are doing and just really wanted to see it through. So like the fact that this was the first one of those projects, it'll always be special. So yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
So what's kind of the when the kids come into here for the first time, like what do they think?
They want to play with the lights. We
Okay.
got the color changing lights in here all around, and so they'll go and they'll hit that. But I mean, jaws are dropping, people
They're
are
so
drooling.
excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's free. Like
Yeah.
that's the thing. It's free. Like they can come in here and utilize this place.
Everything is free.
Yeah.
The sneakers, the food, the haircuts, the storm team, the field trips. It always has been for 36 years. We have never charged a red cent to anybody.
That's amazing.
And so to have access to a world-class, high-end studio, professional studio, it's unheard of.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's amazing. And so I'm guessing that there's a lot of support in the community around here for Heroes Camp. Is that, do you guys, you know, typically get donations to keep things going? Is that how it works?
Yeah, we have really great donors who are, I'll tell this story. We call it the two-mite life.
Okay.
So it's sometimes the person who sends you a check that you don't know. A lot of times it's a 55-year-old lady who is still raising her kids and gives $30 a month.
Yeah.
But she's consistent with it. So we do have amazing donors who are stakeholders that, you know, they're halfway anonymous. They refuse to receive any credit.
Sure.
They refuse to ever let their name be known, but they're with us and they're stakeholders. But we could use a lot more.
Yeah.
We have vision on the back burner. And even though everything is free, it's not free.
Yeah. Right.
You know, just to heat the facility, just to cool it off. But a lot of our support, some of it's in the community, some of it's family foundations and grants. A lot of it, like I said, is just individuals who believe in it, that have a heart for the fatherless, the widow, the orphan, children. And really, we want to make sure that people know it's God's heart.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is a population of people that we didn't make up. They're ancient. The fatherless are mentioned in nearly every book of the Bible.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so they're people who God truly cares about, and He provides for them.
Yeah. No, it's beautiful what is able to happen here, and it's just it's not even just the impact that it has on the kids here. It's like their families, like you said, like people that have been here for a long time, and then they grow up and they have families. Like that all just cascades through generations, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you see it. You see generations, and I always like think of this one guy. I mean, he started coming to us. He's probably about 12 or 13 years old. He had lost his parents. He had lost his mother. His dad was gone before he was even born. And you know, by the time we have him, there's so much that already happened into his life. It wasn't until like 10, 12 years later that he could really begin to open up and tell the depths of the pain that he has experienced. But because we've been walking with him for 30 years, like we have seen him find his father and reestablish a relationship with him, a good relationship with him. He has raised his own kids, and now he has grandchildren. So by just really being there for that one, we got 4 generations right there.
That's amazing. Yeah. Well, I really appreciate you guys. Obviously, it's been fun to get to know you during this project, but then just the work that you're doing is so meaningful, and the fact that we got to be a little part of what you're doing here is just
a huge part.
We're so grateful.
Thank
I mean,
you.
it's people like you. You can't really count God out, and you can't put Him in a box of how He wants to move.
Yeah.
You know, we appreciate the design, and that you didn't just give us your vision. You heard our heart and put our heart on paper. And put our heart in the design. And that's what the kids feel. They know that this is for them. and they feel home and they feel loved and they feel welcomed here. They don't feel like, well, this is something different that you're not able to be a part of. And that just really speaks to not just your creative ability, but your generosity. And we're very grateful to you, your entire staff, your family. You came and checked on this work in person multiple times. That's not always going on out there, no matter how professional someone is. Lip service is how most of the world works. But heart service is what gets the job done.
Man, that means a lot. I appreciate that. Like I said, just from the very start, I knew that this was someplace special, and so I just wanted it to be as good as possible. And even like with the design, like working in, like I wanted to have the logo in here in the back behind the clear diffuser, and then even just like the negative space of the clouds with the cross in place.
Awesome.
Just
That's our logo.
A constant reminder, of what's really going on here.
Absolutely.
So, awesome. Well, I really appreciate you guys joining us on the podcast, and I just can't wait to see everything that's going to come out of this studio and also this place in general. Like, you guys are amazing people, and I really appreciate you being on.
Yeah, we're glad to be on, and
we're honored to be your first project. Thanks for believing in us and taking that risk. Thank you.
No problem. That's been another episode of the S.O.U.N.D Project. Thanks for being a part of it. If you want to learn more about Heroes Camp, go to heroescamp.com, and we'll see you next week.